everyone, I'm here with a book review for Art and Soul Reloaded by Pam Grout, which came out this year. I believe there was an earlier version of this and then she redid it, which is why it's called Reloaded. She wrote E Squared and E Cubed, and I really enjoyed those books. The only thing at first I've been disappointed in, it was the cards she did with Colette Baron Reid, and I really like both of them, and then that deck was it was disappointing. But put that aside, I thought I would take a chance on this one because I really love reading about creativity. And so this book by her is not like E Squared or E Cubed. It's about creativity and being a creative person, whether that's like a writer, an artist, musician, dancer, whatever it is. And so what this is it says a year-long apprenticeship for summoning the muses and reclaiming your bold, audacious, creative side. So right up my alley, kind of book that I like. And so the way that this book is formatted is it has a reading every week. And then it has an assignment for you to do, and then it has these little Zumba for the Soul, which are extra little fun things you can do, and then You're in Good Company, which is all about famous, artists and actors and things like that, and how they've, sometimes not always been the success that they are. So, for example, every cartoon Charles Schulz, the creator of the wildly popular Peanuts comic strip, submitted to his high school yearbook was unanimously rejected. So just because your work's been rejected doesn't mean that it won't be successful in the future. So there's loads of little examples like that. She has like each chapter has a little quote, and it's a very encouraging kind of book. So she has divided it into different sections. So weeks 1 through to 13 are called Battling Your Inner Salieri. So if you've ever seen the movie Amadeus, it has Salieri in there. I'm probably going to mispronounce that a few times. And how he was like, so jealous of Mozart, and so we all have that inner critic, that tells us we're not good enough, or that our stuff will never make it. And so it's all about battling that inner critic and that part of you that wants to sabotage you or pull you down. And we've all had people around us too in our lives, probably, if you're a creative person, that have probably been outer Salieris to us as well, and what to kind of do with that. So that's the first 13 weeks. That's that section. So it's stuff like Know Your Enemy, Nike was right, just doing it. Dare to be mediocre. It's okay to not always be great at things. Things like that. And then the second part, week 14 to 22, is tapping the divine. So tapping into that divine energy that inspires us, that pushes us forward. So tapping into that stuff. And it gets a bit woo-woo in there too. Section 3 is Kill Bill. It's all about myths, about being an artist. Things like doing art isn't a real job, and true artists are geniuses, and artists are weirdos, or certain conditions must be had to make art. So all those myths that we kind of have in our society and that we pick up. And that's weeks 23 to 31. And then section 4 is called Generating Creative Capital, or Why You Should Tell Netflix Where to Go. So that's about putting in the work, like sitting down and doing the work, and that's weeks 32 to 41. And finally, section 5 is Uplifting the World, so how your creativity is a gift to the world. That's weeks 42 to 52. So you can see it covers like a wide, sort of breadth of things. She talks about some of her personal experiences. She talks a lot about, other artists and things and the struggles that they went through, and some of the myths and things that in our society and what we're kind of up against as creative people. So I really enjoyed this book. I thought I'm going to read it all the way through first, and then I thought I would work with it this year and just, go through, like read the little reading and do the exercises. So week 1 is called Shine. And it's all about letting your inner light out, and that we're all, we all have a gift that we're born with. We all have that gift of creativity. It's not like this rarefied few that get to be creative. When we're kids, we're all creative. We all, make things with Play-Doh and draw things, and then a lot of us lose that as we get older, and we need to kind of, let that light out there. and that you see the world through a unique lens. Like the way you see things isn't the way, your brother sees things, or your neighbor, or your coworker, or any of that, and that you have a unique vision, and if you don't share it, will never be shared with the world. So the first assignment for Just Do It is to note how much time that you are spending on the internet, on social media. Just to notice it, log it, how much, and then you're going to take half that time at the end of the week and do something creative with it. So let's say you spend about an hour a day on social media. Well, that's 7 hours. So you've got to take 3.5 hours the next week and use that instead for creativity. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And also, she assigns you to carry around a little notebook with you in your purse or your bag and write down ideas, 3 ideas a day. And those ideas can be crazy and off the wall. It doesn't matter, but it's all about exercising your brain to start coming up with ideas, because that's where creativity comes from. So that was the first thing. So it kind of gives you an idea of what the format of this book is. It's definitely like, the readings are usually only about 3 pages or something like that. So it's definitely a doable book that someone can do. But the magic isn't in the reading, it's in the doing. So I'll have to do the work to really tell you. But as far as just reading the book, it's a really inspiring read. It's very positive. It's very uplifting. It's definitely, but it's not all frou-frou either. It does talk about a lot of the struggles and the criticism that we all go through. And it's definitely a book, if you are a creative person or you're looking to be more creative and kind of get back on track with that stuff, I would recommend this book. I did put it in my blog from a couple of weeks ago about, the top 5 books for creativity, and I did list this one in there. And there's, if you want to see the other recommendations, click on the link below to the blog. But I would recommend this book. I would definitely, I haven't, like I said, done all the work in this book because I just started, but I really like this book. I would give it a 4.5 skulls out of 5. So that's my review of this. I definitely liked it better than last month's book, which was which I was disappointed in, and the more I thought about it, the more disappointed I was. So this month's book, Art and Soul Reloaded, is much better, more up my alley, my speed. It is, I know it's not a witchy book, but it is kind of woo-woo. It does talk about things like, your muse and connecting with spirit and stuff. So I would highly recommend it. Anyway. Alright, like and subscribe. I will see you all next time.